Welcome to the Moore Realtor St. Louis Real Estate Market Update for June 2012. I'm Dennis Norman, one of the brokers at Moore, and if you'll give me a few minutes of your time, I'll bring you up to date on what's happening in the St. Louis real estate market. Let's jump right in to see what some of the headlines have been in St. Louis's best local source of real estate news and information, stlouisrealestatenews.com. Article with the top 100 websites for do-it-yourself home improvement. So for all you folks that have bought REOs or foreclosures and are tackling some rehab projects, this article or this list of websites is a great resource. Also an article on a report that showed that U.S. home prices have turned the corner. A little bit of good news. However, unfortunately, the Midwest was the only region that they said this had not happened yet. And for those of you looking for a vacation home or a second home, if you're looking for a bargain vacation home near the beach, you'll want to check this article out with a list of the best bargains. Also, we have a weekly feature by a St. Louis mortgage banker. He has a mortgage rate update and also some helpful tips. This particular article here, some advice on jumping through hoops to get a mortgage. And then a foreclosure report that shows that recently 1 out of 4 home sales in the St. Louis metro area are foreclosures, and in the city it's even higher, 1 out of every 3. And this shows just what an impact foreclosures are having on home prices. Now let's jump right into the market data. These first 3 or 4 slides are based upon the entire St. Louis metro area, so it would be a total of about 17 counties, about 9 on the Missouri side of the Mississippi and 8 on the other side. And this is all of our proprietary real-time market data. I don't believe you'll find more current or accurate data from anyone in St. Louis, nor will you find it presented in such a clear and concise manner and in a way that you can, as a buyer or a seller, you can use it to really help make your decisions involving your real estate transaction. We'll see here the median price for the metro area, $188,424. That's down slightly from a month ago. The median asking price per foot at $99 is down $1 from a month ago. The average days on market's down a couple of days. I'm going to skip some of these other stats. You can go through those at your leisure. I'm going to go down here to our trademarked market action index, and it's holding steady at a 17, same as last month. As I go into the next chart here, it shows the history of the market action index since its inception back in 2009. I'll just remind you that it weighs the supply and demand and other factors affecting the market, and then assigns this index to it. A 30 would be a perfectly balanced market, not favoring buyers or sellers. Anything below a 30 down to a low as 0. The lower you go, the colder it is and the more it favors buyers. Above 30 to a maximum of 60, the higher you go, the hotter the market is, the more it favors sellers. You can see here that while we're at the high point of where it's been since we introduced this back in 2009, it has definitely hit the ceiling for the time being. So any sort of a recovery in the market, that we were seeing has kind of stalled out here. So we'll need to continue to watch it. Now I'm going to go to a chart I put together that breaks the market into 4 quartiles based upon price. So the top 25% priced homes, then the next 25, and then the lowest 25. And basically this chart here, which is the market action index by price range, is just an inversion of prices. So the lowest prices are on top, highest on the bottom. And so the lowest priced homes, that market is performing the best. It's well above 17, pushing about 17.5 or so. And we can see the other markets are down in that 14 to 16 range, and the highest home priced homes, the top quarter of the market's down here in about the 13 range. The other thing worth noting too, the black line, the 25% highest priced homes, it's really the only quartile that has dropped since the beginning of the year significantly. So the upper end of the market seems to be cooling off more than the rest. Now this chart shows median price trends, home price trends for the metro area. The orange line is based upon a 90-day average, and the black line a 7-day average. So the orange line is more of an accurate reflection of the longer-term trends in the home prices, and the black line, the 7-day average, gives us a little quicker indication of where things are headed. So we can see that this is for the past year, by the way. Over the past year, home prices have fluctuated and currently up slightly higher. It looks like about 186,000, up from about 183 a year ago as far as median price. But we can see on the 7-day average, which is peaked up above that, it's flattening off and even tapering downward. So I doubt we'll see the 90-day average go much higher. And now we're going to zoom in on the market to what I call the core market for St. Louis. And this would be the 5 counties that comprise the bulk of the real estate activity on the or in the Missouri portion of the St. Louis MSA. We can see here the blue columns represent the number of sales, and so we can see this one here is for May. And we can see the number of homes sold upwards close to 3,000, probably about 2,900. And going back to a year ago, this bar here is May last year. It was about 2,600, so an increase in home sales from last year. The green line represents average sales price, and we can see it's fluctuated around. Ended up in May about 160,000. Again, this is an average. And that is just about pretty much where it was a year ago, maybe a tad higher. This next chart, also for the 5-county area, shows the median sales price, so the actual price the homes sold at, as well as the median amount of time the homes were on the market before they sold. Yellow line is sales price, the red is the time on the market. We can see the yellow sales prices, median sales price upwards here, somewhere around 130. Again, pretty much about the same as a year ago. Has been trending upward coming out of winter. Days on market, this is good news here. It hit a peak of about 90 days back in February, and it's been steadily declining down toward that 60-day range, probably somewhere around 65 right now. Now this chart here, this one's not really indicative of home prices or even the market. This is what I call my realtor scorecard, and this one really shows how well agents and brokers that are listing homes, how well they know the market and home prices in that market, as well as if they have the tools and the resources and the data to be able to share this information with their sellers, and in a manner that helps the sellers understand what the market is and price their homes accordingly. Now, for the past several months, you've heard me say that listing agents have done horrible because, as this red line indicates, which the red line indicates the final sales price of the home as a percentage of what it was originally listed at, and you can see for a long time it was down in this 90% range. So homes are only selling for about 90% of what they were originally listed at, which means they were pretty grossly overpriced. Now, I'm happy to say this has been improving, and we can see that for May it got up to a little above the 94% range, so much better. And again, this is the key. This is why at More Realtors we've spent so much time, effort, and money on making sure we have the best market data, that we know how to share this market data in the most informative way and in a way that's easy to understand. We make sure our agents are trained so that they can use this data to help educate sellers or buyers or investors to really know what the market is. This yellow line up here, which has been pretty constant, it shows what home prices, or yes, what homes are selling for in relation to what they were priced at the time of sale, and so after price reductions or whatever. And that's pretty much been from 96 to 97% for the past year or so. Now this is a chart. This next one also is a little bit encouraging. This shows what the listing inventory is in this 5-county area in terms of months of supply of homes on the market based upon the current sales rates, and we can see it is trending downward and is probably about that 6.5-month mark, which is down fairly significantly from about a year ago when it was a little over 8. So that is also good news. And this is a long-term look at what prices have done in this 5-county area of St. Louis over the past 10 years. The blue line represents median list prices over this 10-year period. The green line, median sales prices over the 10-year period. Not surprising, as I talk about every month, the peak is in '06, and it's declined since. You can see now that if we just look at the prices, sales prices, which is the green line, see where it was here in '02, which is somewhere in the high 120s. Well, you can see in 2010 sometime we passed down through that, and it's really been down below that. I mean, it's down below 120 right now in this chart. So home prices in this 5-county area of St. Louis, the median is really lower than it was 10 years ago. List prices have followed. Now, one thing that's concerning here is this gap between the sales prices and the list prices. You can see it's a much wider gap than it was back in this 4 or 5 year period in the beginning, and it's really too wide. And then the other concerning thing is the listing price line is actually increasing while sales prices are decreasing. So this shows once again the way we're headed right now is sellers are getting a little too optimistic, and again, agents may not be doing a good enough job of informing and educating their sellers. So we'll just have to watch this and see where it goes. Okay, this is just that's what you've seen here is just a piece of all the information and the data that we have available. We have this was a macro look at the market. We can get very micro on it. We have all this type of data and much more available for every city, every municipality in the whole metropolitan area, every zip code, you name it, however you want the data, we have it. We also have market data, some basic market data for every metropolitan area in the country and a lot of the larger cities. We also have comprehensive market data for the state of Florida, just like what we have for the state of Missouri. And so don't forget about us if you're interested in real estate outside of St. Louis as well. Pardon me, we can help you there. In fact, last week we just closed a deal with a client that we helped acquire a nice waterfront property as a second home down in Florida. So keep us in mind wherever you are. You can go to our website to see a lot of our resources. Our website is at mo-re.com. That's mo like Missouri-re like realestate.com. Also in the upper right hand corner here you'll see a small little screenshot of our electronic newsletter that comes out every month. I'd suggest you give that a try. Subscribe to that. You can subscribe to it on our website at mo-re.com. You can also subscribe to it on stlouisrealestatenews.com. There's a form in the upper right hand corner, and it has a lot of charts in it showing real-time prices for all the counties around St. Louis. Has other news and information and a lot of resources for buyers and sellers. Down here you'll see our logo for our podcast. You can get this market update that I do monthly automatically as a podcast through iTunes, and just go to the iTunes store and search St. Louis Real Estate Market Update. Look for the arch there and click on that. This market update is also available on our website at mo-re.com, as well as our YouTube channel, youtube.com/morerealtors. Down here you'll see myself, my business partner John Williams, and our partner Nick Cepak. We are the leadership team for More Realtors. I've got over 30 years experience in the St. Louis real estate market. John almost 30 years, and Nick over 25 years as well. John and I are both past presidents of St. Louis Association of Realtors, and us and our team are here ready to help you. On the screen now I've got a QR code. If you'll scan this will take you to a web page that has all sorts of resources available for you, website addresses, and also more QR codes to make it easy. And I'm going to come back to this real quickly here to keep the lawyers happy. Here's the legal stuff in the small print. Make sure you read all this at your leisure. I'll come back to the QR code. And again, we're here to help you, whether you're a buyer, a seller, or an investor. And we'd invite you to contact us through our website at mo-re.com, or I'm Dennis Norman. Feel free to call me on my direct line, 314-332-1012, 314-332-1012. And that wraps it up for June. I'll be back next month to do the July St. Louis real estate market update. Until then, take care and God bless.